People keep asking if I'm back, and I haven't really had an answer. But now, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back.
Alright guys, welcome back. As you heard, I am back playing Diablo Immortal. I am also playing D4. Season 1 just started on D4, so what I am going to be doing for you guys, I am going to be streaming both games. I am going to be making content for both games, but it has been asked for me after getting most of the legendaries. Over 3 days, I managed to get 90% of them. I'm missing about one piece for most of them. For shoulders, pants, chests, I do have all the main hands, and I am missing one offhand just because during the event I did not check to see what I was missing, and I claimed a duplicate. I was also waiting till I got at least a level in mastery before I started producing these videos. But for one of the PvP builds, I have Sanguit, Bats, Blood Siphon, and your Blood Wave. So what we're going to go into is explain these essences. So we have the headpiece. Siphon Blood is no longer channeled and moves with you, dealing damage and draining the life of nearby enemies. Siphon Blood damage increased by 6%. That's the mastery level. And the Awakening Siphon Blood damage increased by 10%. We move over to the chest piece. Wave of Blood maximum charge increased by 1. So instead of having 2 charges, you now have 3. And it also reduces the cooldown by 11.2% as of right now. Then we got your Swarm of Bats that increase your movement speed, making you untargetable while dealing damage to nearby enemies. Swarm of Bats increase damage, and the cooldown is reduced by the Awakening. Come over to the pants, and now we have Sanguit's second activation causes you to knock up. This also procs chip, so instead of just doing nothing with your Sanguit, this is a really nice tool to have. So we have our increased damage by 6 and another increased damage by 10 for the Awakening, so 16% increased damage. Then we have Siphon Blood damage the same enemy 3 times. It causes them to hemorrhage. This one really is a give and take, but just throwing something on it to throw something on there. It's mainly for the increased damage by 30% and increased siphon damage by an additional 10%. So there's 40% increased damage. So we move over. This is for your primary attack. You're using Shadow's Edge. Now marks enemies, causing them to erupt for 32k damage. When reaching 4 marks, damage increased is by 30%. Shadow damage increased, so another 40% increase on your primary attack. When we come down to our next main hand, Blood Siphon now slows enemy movement speed by 30%, absorbing their vigor and increasing your movement speed by 10% up to 30%. Siphon Blood damage increased by 3%. Siphon Blood damage increased by 3%. So another 13% increase to your Blood Siphon. And then our second offhand is Wave of Blood now erupts an eruption of blood around you, dealing damage and delivering a knock-up effect to enemies. This one does not proc chip, it does not stun them, but it does a knock-up, and it's very effective, especially with that added slow. Wave of Blood increased damage by 6%, Wave of Blood damage increased by 10%, so another 16% increased damage. So, with that being said, with this new update, it also brought back the abilities to get Ancestrals. So with that, Ancestral right now, I am running 0 cursed properties just because the ones I have are really bad for this build. But I am doing being attacked has a chance to stun enemies. So we look over here, stunning enemies for 3 seconds, so we're just adding another stun. You could add the shield. And what's really important for this build is noting I am running a 4-piece Gloom and 2-piece Feasting Bearing. So increasing the duration that causes loss of control with adding increased 33% of your maximum life for your shield. The big thing that's a big hindrance is you lose about 100k. So going into BGs, Instead of it saying 26k damage, it says like 15k, and instead of my life being 290, it says like 180k. So there is a nerf on that, but the big other takeaway is using this skill down here as well. So increasing your damage, and before I usually engage, I'll cycle into my shield. I'll dash in there, and we'll have our siphon does still, from the skill itself, still does heal you. So it's doing all those additional damages and slowing and healing you. So I'll generally engage, I'll slide in for engagement, knock up, and be primary attacking. And then if I need an escape, I use my bats to escape, or I will whirl around them for some damage. So, just in case you guys don't remember, I haven't changed my family bonuses at all. So, we have increased damage to shielded, suffering loss of control, attack speed. Shielded, loss of control, attack speed. Shielded, attack speed, beneficial duration, loss of control. And that's where I'm saying, like, I'm not running a lot of beneficial duration. One thing you can do is, if you didn't want to run Siphon, you can, because right now there is no essences, you can put Transfuse on, just so you give yourself another shield. And it is, in fact, like using the Monk Teleport Shield, teleporting to allies. And this shield does remove negative effects. And the fact that it has no essences tied to it, you can just swap it out as needed if you need that extra shield. But constantly keep remembering to cycle to get that bonus for switching from your attack to your defensive. So you see, upon activation, crit hit chance for skills increased by 20%. After the additional duration increase is reduced to 10%. And then when you switch to a shield, you gain a 30% shield for 3 seconds. And then incoming damage now reduced by 10%. With that being said, I did decide to go over Awakenings versus running. I did get 8k. I got 8180 by putting some more 5 stars in, but I don't plan on leveling them to 10. So I said, why not? I already have 2 stars that are level 10. Let me do what I got to do. So I'm running the Curseling, where anytime you get attacked, you release a burst of light that binds people, causing total loss of control. Subjugate, or your Feasting Bearing coming into effect there, extending that duration. Then we started running with the Mother's Laminate, so now we're doing critical hit chance increase. So, and then my charm, as of right now, I've just been crafting my own. So I was running this one that did have 4 things on there, but it wasn't what I wanted. And the rank 3 that I currently have has Blood Siphon at a 2 and Swarm of Bats at a 2. So that's what I decided to run, because I had 2 things of my build that I enjoy. So with that being said, I have tested a lot of PvP builds. I do like a lot of the diversity of the PvP builds. I have a stun build where I'm using the 3-pillar knockup of blood. I do have a dungeon build that I do have to replace the essence there. I had a Tower Rift one where it was just straightly movement speed, but with the increased drop rate of Legos right now, everything keeps just getting swapped out. And then I do have a spear skewer build. I do finally will be able to swap that piece out and swap it to the increased damage of skewer, which this is another build that is very effective. So it all depends on what you want, but this build, I do have a video to showcase. It's not going to be cut. It's just going to have the BG just to show you the availability. I do have a lot of footage, but I just wanted to get this out here because you guys have been asking me for a PvP build. So without further ado, I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you subscribe if you have not subscribed to my channel yet. Hit the little bell so you can get notifications when I do put new videos out. I try to do 2 to 3 a week, if not 3 a day for D4. But we'll have to see how the seasons progress in D4. But I do want to put out a PvE build for you just for open world farming, and a dungeon build. I have one that I want to do. I think it'll be more effective once I get that last shoulder piece that I am missing. But for all the aspects of PvP, I have every piece of gear I need to make multiple builds of PvP. And if you want to see showcased videos of the other PvP builds in action, I do have footage of that, and I can make a video. So without further ado, let's get into that BG. And remember, like and subscribe down below. Pop into my Twitch channel, whether I'm playing D4 or Diablo Immortal. I am back. I am here. We are playing, and I hope to see you guys in the future. Thanks. Bye, guys. All right. We'll get a heal up. Wait for the group. See ya. Playing Blood Knight. Yeah. I've got 3-0 right now. I'm only missing, I got 2.5 mastery. I'm only missing 5 Legos for full completion. Mm-hmm. Necro, please. Oh, you took care of him. Good for you.
My health wanes.
I just went 15, 0, and 24.